These are my sales numbers for March of 2024 selling on Walmart. Walmart is one of the biggest opportunities in 2024, and I really think it is a marketplace that a lot more sellers should be aware of and the opportunities that it presents. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my business model, and I'm going to be doing a step-by-step guide on how to do wholesale and wholesale dropshipping on Walmart. Wholesale is where you are the retailer and you are buying products from distributors or wholesalers, and you're buying those products to resell to the public. This is exactly what Walmart and what Target or Wayfair or even Amazon do, and they purchase these products in wholesale and then they resell them to the public. Now, wholesale dropshipping is just another step. So instead of buying the products in bulk, we would just go ahead and we would market the products onto Walmart, or you can do it onto any other site. And then once you get a sale, you give that information to your supplier, and then your supplier ships that item directly to the customer. There's pros and cons to both of these business models, but essentially they are the same thing. Once you get an account with a wholesaler, you can either choose to buy in bulk from them, or if your supplier offers dropshipping, then you can go ahead and you can sell those products on Walmart, and you can do it without having to buy inventory. Now, the first step is finding suppliers, and I have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel that cover how to go ahead and how to find your first wholesale supplier. I'm going to be linking all of the relevant ones in the description. However, the most common methods that I use personally and when I was starting are trade shows and Google. When you're searching Google, you want to type in a niche or a category. So for here, I have home decor, and then you want to type in the words wholesaler or distributor, or you can do something like a vendor. There's a lot of different words, and those are the main ones. And I'm going to also have a list of those words in the description below. Google is also going to give you other keywords that you can use. So I highly recommend taking a look at these to related searches, and then you can go ahead and you can play around with that. The goal is to go ahead and to get a list of different search results that are going to help you find wholesale suppliers. So for this, I searched up home decor wholesale, and you can also type in wholesale distributor and play around with it and see what comes up. So here I have Hill Interiors. I also have another one titled Melrose, and I also have Reddit. So I know Reddit is not a supplier, so I'm going to go ahead and I can skip this. And then I have dropshipping.com. Now this sounds like a software, or it does not sound like the name of a brand or a company. So I'm going to skip this. Here we have Gem Pages. Now Gem Pages sounds something like a Yellow Pages, so I'm going to skip this. And I'm basically looking through the header as well as the metadata to go ahead and determine if this is a supplier. So I have AutoDS right here, and it says the top 10 home decor dropshipping suppliers. And this is, again, it sounds like a list. They're mentioning Amazon, AliExpress. We're not looking for that. We're looking for authentic, real wholesale suppliers. So scrolling back up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a look at what we were seeing before. So here I have Hill Interiors, and they say next day delivery, huge product range. Our customer service is top notch. So it looks like they have a lot of furniture. And what I'm looking for right now is to see how can I create an account, as well as I just want to see, are their products selling on Walmart? And lastly, are they a good wholesale supplier? So by opening up on their website, I am just going to basically go down to the bottom, and here is where all the information is. Here we have the frequently asked questions we can open up, and then we can also go ahead and we can take a look at some of their policies. I see that they mentioned dropshipping, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look. So it says register for a trade account below to view it, wholesale prices and all of that good stuff. We need to register. So that's a good sign. And also on the trade account form. So you might see this as like the dealer application. It's called different things. However, it's basically asking for your business information in order to create an account. The main things that I want to see here are that they're asking for my business name, my type of business, as well as just how long I've been in business. Also, I want to make sure that they're asking for my sales tax ID. So it looks like that this is a company that's based in the UK. So this is not one that's based in the US. So maybe they do work with companies in the US. I like to only sell in the United States. But if you're in the UK, this could be a good option. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to the next one. And here I have a company called Kalara. So again, I'm just going to do the same thing. I just want to make sure where they're located, since I like to work with US companies. So we can take a look at their homepage. So if we go to the home, we can see global sourcing and wholesale simplified. So it looks like they are not really a brand. They're more just an importer of products to the United States. And if we take a look down below, we have their frequently asked questions. We have about us. So let's take a look at the about us. And I just want to see what their whole situation is, as well as what they're doing. And the other thing I'm going to take a look at is I'm also going to search the brand on Walmart. So if we go to Walmart and we search up Kalara, it's going to show us all the products. And we see that there are 213 results. and it doesn't really look like any of these products have reviews, but these products look like they match the pictures that we saw. And if we click on the Walmart listing, let's see what brand it says. So it says that this is Ethnic Emporium, so maybe that's a brand that this carries. However, it wasn't Kalara. Let's take a look at this one right here. And this is the brand that we were looking for. So we found Kalara. Again, it doesn't really look like there's any reviews, so that might mean that this is not selling, but it is a good sign that it is being sold onto Walmart. The other thing I want to take a look at is I want to take a look at the seller. So the other thing is to note that the seller should not be the name of the brand. If it said sold and shipped by Kalara, that could mean that the brand is selling it themselves and we wouldn't be able to get an account. Here it just says this seller's name, and we can also take a look at the seller's information. So if you click it right here, we can take a look at their business name, and it says Magnum Services LLC, and we can see where they're located in Utah. And then if we go back to Kalara, we can see where they're located. And let's just make sure that their warehouse is not the same address as that one seller that we saw. So I couldn't find their address, but searching on Google, it looks like their main address is in India. They might have a warehouse in the United States, so I could follow up with them and see if they would be willing to ship in the United States, as well as how long shipping times take. However, I'm going to pass on them for now. Opening up to another search result that we found. So here we have CTW Home Collection, and this is a supplier that I've shown on my channel before. They are a viable supplier, but the way that I know that they're a viable supplier is that I cannot see the pricing from a customer's perspective without having an account. So if I click on the website and I try and see the price, it says I need to log in to see the price. And right here, I can click register to shop. And they're going to ask me to create a new account, and they're going to ask me for my business credentials. More importantly, they're going to ask for my sales tax ID, which means that they want to verify that I am a legitimate business. So we're looking to just see that they are a legitimate wholesale supplier. Another thing that you can do is you can search them up on Google, and you can also, again, search up their address to see where they're located. Lastly, I'm just going to go onto Walmart, and I'm going to type in the brand name. I want to see if their items are actually selling on Walmart. And if you're working with a distributor, the same thing goes. You can ask them a series of questions, as well as you can also search up the brands that they sell. So here, if I look up the CTW home name brand, I'll see that we find some items right here. This one has 3 reviews. This one has 1 review. And it looks like these items aren't selling crazy, but they are items that are selling. So this could be a potential supplier that I could work with. The other way to find suppliers is going to be through trade shows. So trade shows are different events that wholesale suppliers attend, and most wholesale suppliers or brands will have a list of trade shows that they attend. So on CTW, right here on the top, you'll see that it says gift shows. So here's a list of different trade shows and events that they are attending. So what I could do is, since I found a viable wholesale supplier who is attending these trade shows, I can go ahead and I can look at the Dallas home list, and I can see what other brands and what other suppliers are attending this trade show, and maybe I can find other suppliers that way. And it's kind of like a flywheel effect of, once you find one supplier, you can then go ahead and you can find more. So once you find a wholesale supplier, you can go ahead and you can search up their products on Walmart, as well as you can use a couple of different softwares to see if that brand is going to actually be worth it. I recommend going ahead and trying to get an account with that wholesale supplier, so this way that you can go ahead and you can get prices. So for this example, let's say I got an account with CTW Home Collection, and I'm on Walmart and I'm searching up their products, and I want to see if it's viable. So right here, I see this item is selling for $23.99. I can go onto this item, and I see that it's a set of 4, and they offer an item code right here. So I can go onto CTW, and I can search up this item code, and I can see what's their price that they're selling it for, and is it actually viable for me to go ahead and sell it on Walmart. So it says right here that it is a set of 4 vintage metal hooks, and it's selling for $13.60. Now I notice right here that the photos actually do not match up, so there is some incongruity here. So let me go back and let's find a different listing. And I'm just seeing if this is actually going to be viable and if this is a brand that I can actually make money on. So right here we have this item that is, I saw the windmill, and this windmill is selling for $106.99. So it is a bit of a higher price point item, but let's go ahead and take a look at the wholesale price. So if I search this up on CTW's website, I noticed that this item is selling for $35.91. Now, this is looking like a decent margin item. However, this item is going to be expensive to ship. It is 32 inches in diameter. So I want to go ahead and let's estimate that this item is going to cost around $30 to ship. So there is a free software that I use, and you can also go ahead and use it. It's called Ecom Circles. Again, you don't have to pay for it, but it is going to be a profit calculator. So right here, I can enter in the dimensions, or I can do non-WS offers. So let's say my buy cost, and I saw that it was around 35. So let's add the $30 for shipping. So we're going to say that my cost is around $65. And then if I sell it for $106.99, then it's going to be around a $25 profit, and all of the numbers are broken down right here. So this might be a good item, and I would test this on a few other items. So based on everything that I've seen, this looks like a brand that I could potentially sell on Walmart. So once you get the account, I recommend doing this one by one in order to determine if an item is profitable. It is going to be time consuming. However, a way that you can also speed up the process is by using a software. Now, I don't recommend going all in on software and for not doing manual research. With manual research, you're going to be in the nitty gritty, and you're also going to be able to come across items that the software will miss. For automating, I use two different softwares. I use DataSpark as well as I also use Wally Smarter. I personally prefer the DataSpark scanner, but what it will do is you can input a list of items with their UPC code as well as the cost, and then it'll tell you if it's profitable, as well as it'll also tell you how many sales it's getting, what are the review count, seller count, and all the information that you need to know as a seller. So for criteria when doing product research, I like to make sure that the item has at least a 20% margin. So the item that we were looking at, if we take a look at again, you'll see that the margin was around 24%, 25%. So that checks out for my list. The other thing I like to see is that it's greater than $10. If it's less than $10, Walmart will charge you $1 on the item as a fee. So that is going to make it hard to get a profit. The other thing is non-problematic. So I just like to make sure that the items are not hazmat, that they're not glass, that they're not IP restricted. So certain brands are not able to be sold on Walmart. And also a good thing about Ecom Circles is it will show you this. Now, typically I have found that this is not accurate. And if you do see that it says issue found, I would go ahead and I would check to see that if other sellers are on that listing. If you just see that Walmart is the only seller and you see that this says issue found, you might not be able to sell it. However, I would still try and list it and see if Walmart allows it. You can still list an item without buying it from your wholesale supplier. For the list of product research softwares, I'm going to include videos that are going to talk about different features in the link below. However, for a list of free softwares, I use Ecom Circles and SellerGrate. Now with Ecom Circles, you can go ahead and you can use it free in order to get the dashboard feature. So this will help you see how much you're selling on Walmart, as well as what your profit margin is. Also, SellerGrate has this feature as well. You can track your profitability. You can also send out emails to get reviews. So it is pretty decent. And like I said, they do have free options. So if you're just getting started, I recommend checking these out. If you are looking for product research softwares, I recommend checking out DataSpark as well as Wally Smarter. They both offer different trials that you can use, and this way you can determine if it's right for your Walmart business. So once you find a supplier, you then need to determine if you are going to be using them for dropshipping or for wholesale. If they don't offer dropshipping, I would just look at the logistics for wholesale. With wholesale, you can either send the items to yourself and ship them, you can send them into a prep center or a third-party service and have them ship it, or you can also use WFS, which is Walmart's version of Amazon FBA. With WFS, you can send your products into a Walmart fulfillment center, and then they will package and they will ship their items out for you. And then this way, you do not have to worry about packaging and shipping out items to the customer. So when you're on a Walmart listing, you can click on here and it will tell you if it's being sold by and shipped by the same company. So this item is sold and shipped by Walmart. This is sold and shipped by this company right here. This is sold and shipped by this company. However, if you were using WFS, it would say sold by this company, but shipped by Walmart. And using WFS allows you to get the buy box faster, and it also will make sure that you can automate more of your business by sending it into Walmart, and then this way they'll package and ship the products. Not every item is going to be better for WFS, especially larger items, or there might not be enough of a profit margin there. So it is on a case-by-case basis. However, I would look in to see which ones are better for wholesale, as well as which ones are better for dropshipping, especially if your supplier offers both. The last thing to note is about returns. So with WFS, if a customer says that the item was lost in transit or that it didn't arrive, then Walmart will actually cover the cost and you will not be responsible for that return. However, if you're doing dropshipping, then a customer can say that an item was not on time, or it can say that the item was lost, and then Walmart will refund the order. So you might need to take precautions such as having signature confirmation, but that could be expensive. So you just want to take a look at all of these different possibilities and see which one is right, and if it's better to do WFS for an item, or if it's better to drop ship it, or it might even be better to ship it yourself. Lastly, let's talk about dropship automation. So whenever you're doing dropshipping from a supplier, they're going to have different ways that you can submit an order. So with CTW, I would have to enter in the customer's information on their website, and I'd have to do that one by one. If you start to get more orders, around 10 to 20 a day, then this can become quite tedious. Now, some suppliers allow you to also email in the information, and they have different ways. However, at a certain point, you are going to want to automate your business, and that is where I use a software called OA Genius. So with OA Genius, you're able to automate your business through inventory management. You can use it to list products onto Walmart, as well as you can also use it for order processing. So once you get an order for an item, OA Genius can automatically send that order to your supplier, and then your supplier will go ahead and they'll send you a tracking number, which you could enter into OA Genius, as well as also OA Genius has the ability to keep track of accounting. So similar to Ecom Circles or SellerGrade, it'll keep track of your product cost as well as the marketplace fee. So it can give you a snapshot of your sales, your profitability, as well as it can also help you keep track of returns. So the inventory feature is kind of what I use mostly, because when I'm creating a listing, I can go right here and then I can link my supplier. So for here, I have test supplier, and I would just create whatever wholesale supplier I'm using. So here you'll see I just titled them for test results. And then once I'm there, I would just enter in the item ID from my supplier, and then I can go ahead and I can fetch it and I can link. I can also do this in bulk by downloading a template and then uploading it, and it's just a way that I can keep everything for my business in one area. And if you do decide to try OA Genius, you can also reach out to me on Instagram, or you can message me with email, and I will set up a 15-minute free Zoom call, and we'll go over the software and just how to get yourself started with your wholesale dropshipping business. So that's pretty much everything involved with wholesale dropshipping on Walmart. Just to recap is, first, find suppliers. Once you find your supplier, it's then going to be about doing product research and seeing which items are going to be profitable to sell onto Walmart. After you've done product research, you're then going to determine if it's better to dropship that product, or if it's better to buy it in bulk, how many units you should buy, and if you should send them to WFS, or if you should send them to yourself. Personally, I do a lot of WFS, but I also ship some items out from my home. And then once you get to a certain point, I would look into automating your business. So this way you can focus on either other channels, you can focus on growing and getting more suppliers, but it just allows you to free up your time. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.